Hello, welcome back to BRAVES'S Podcast. I'm Charlene, and today's topic will be on addiction. So, what is an addiction? What do you mean by being addicted to something? An addiction is a condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. Addiction is a chronic medical disease that can be treatable as long as you take action. People use substances or engage in behavior that becomes compulsive. So what can cause addiction? Some factors are peer pressure, early exposure to drugs, stress, and even parental guidance, which greatly affect a person's likelihood of drug use and addiction. The most common roots of addiction are stress, a history of trauma, mental illnesses, and family history of addiction. So by understanding how it can lead to negative effects such as addiction, it will help you reduce the risk of becoming addicted to something. Let's talk about the negative impacts of addiction. You might be wondering, does it actually have a negative impact on your body? And the answer is yes. Individuals with addiction usually have more than one associated health issue. For example, lungs or heart diseases, strokes, cancer, or mental health conditions are all health issues that are caused due to addiction. So, what consequences does it have? Some social consequences of addiction are dropping out of school, job loss, hospitalization, legal problems, jail time, and troubled relationships. And yes, all of these are due to being addicted to something. So instead of continuing to be addicted to do something, go search for help. For example, certain drugs can change the structure and inner workings of your brain, and with repeated use of drugs, it affects a person's self-control. Not being able to stop taking a drug even though you know it is harmful is an addiction. Being like this long term will damage your health and cause numerous health issues. Now, let's talk about if teens are more likely to get addicted to something. The answer is yes. Teenagers are among the highest age group at risk of addiction. The earlier a person is exposed to drugs or alcohol, the more likely they are to get addicted. Some things that teenagers are easily addicted to are alcohol and drugs that are easy to obtain. Teens' brains are believed to be more vulnerable to addiction and other behavior compared to other age groups. When they become addicted, the consequences are more severe. The brains of young people are still being formed, so if you have an addiction, it could lead to your brain not fully developing and having some problems. Next, I'll tell you a story about someone being addicted to smoking. This person has been smoking for a few years now and is trying to stop this addiction, which is very hard. The nicotine that he has been smoking was proven to be very addictive. People who smoke develop nicotine dependence, which makes it extremely difficult for him to quit. He began smoking due to being curious about what it was and because he thought it was cool. He was doing it for a few years now. This proves that an addiction is something difficult to quit. Moving on, can you become addicted to the internet? Yes. In other words, internet addiction is compulsive computer use or internet dependence. This is where people who engage in social media will feel high. This is bad for everyone because it decreases the time spent with family, friends, and even distracts you from doing other work. Effects of internet addiction are unfinished tasks, forgotten responsibilities, and weight gain. I want to encourage everyone to not be on an addiction to something because it causes issues to your body. Being addicted to is harmful and consequences are also involved in it. If you want to quit, you could do the following 7 actions. First, set a quit date. Determine when you will begin to stop and make a goal. Find someone trustworthy to look after you. Second, change your environment. Being in a new, fresh environment can improve how you think, feel, and allows you to get rid of all the bad things. You could try removing any reminders of your addiction from your home or workplace. If you are trying to quit smoking, get rid of any alcohol bottle openers and wine glasses. If you're trying to quit gambling, remove any playing cards, scratch tickets, or poker chips from your sight. Third, distract yourself. Instead of thinking about that one thing, maybe go hang out with friends and families. You could even go watch a movie or listen to music. This will allow your brain to focus on another thing. From a person that I know who had an addiction, he recommends to go take a walk around the neighborhood or run around the park. Fourth, create a support network. Talk to your friends and families for encouraging words and let them know that you're trying to quit. If they also have that addiction, ask them to not do it in front of you. If you buy drugs, tell your dealer to not call you or sell drugs to you anymore. You also might want to talk to a health provider about which method is best for you. Fifth, reflect on your addiction. Take some time to reflect on what is important to you, how it has negatively affected you, how it has positively affected you, and how your life will improve. You can identify patterns and motivators to help you stop this addiction. 6. Identify your triggers. A trigger is something that causes an emotional reaction based on what you have experienced. Some common triggers are stress, environmental cues, and social isolation. 7th, exercise. Not only will it help you improve your overall health and well-being, it will also allow you to release all your stress. Exercising will allow you to improve sleep, minimize craving, and enhance self-esteem. If you really need help in quitting your addiction, you can go online and search for a professional for help. There should be an area where it gives you the phone number and address. All you need to do is call and schedule an appointment. If you are a student, you could also ask your school counselor or wellness centers for more information. If you are afraid to go by yourself, take a friend along with you. They could help calm you down. The earlier you can treat it, the faster it will heal. After healing it, your life will become more beautiful and nicer. Hope that all of you have an amazing week and take care of yourself. Remember that your health is very important. Remember that you are not alone. There are also a lot of people who are struggling with the same issue, so don't be afraid. I believe that everything will become better and more successful. Wish your life be filled with happiness. I hope that today's podcast helped you, and thank you for listening to today's podcast. I hope that you will continue to listen to our other podcasts. Thank you.